Welcome! In this video we're going to do a solo playthrough of Marvel Comic Hunters. So down at the table, this is a set collecting drafting game for 1 to 4 players lasting around 60 minutes for ages 14 and up. When you're playing solo, it's more set collection with some modified drafting. So basically we are going to have 3 rounds, and in each round we have 3 different options of obtaining cards. And these cards are going to have different values. So the ones here are coming from a contemporary age. Then we've got the modern age and the classic age. So that's going to also represent their cost, with 3 being the most expensive. So basically in each of these stacks we have all the 1s, 2s, and then 3s. And we're going to end up with the 4th stack here in a bit. So to finish up our setup playing solo, we are going to have to take out 2 of the heroes. So I'm taking out Thor and Black Widow, which means I've gone through all the cards and all the ones that have just a single Thor or Black Widow, taking those out of the games. Some of these have multiple heroes on them, so if they're one of these 2 plus them, they are still in it. For this game, Captain America is going to be the most expensive to get, followed by Hulk and Spider-Man. Then we have Black Panther, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange. And down for a highlights track, we are not going to be using the new look or special edition, and these edges are some things I got off of Etsy just to put around the tokens that came with the game. So our highlights, we have #1 issue, first appearance, and epic battles. And we have 3 tokens for each player. I'll be playing as black, and Jarvis will be playing as yellow. And on our secret stash, we've both start with 15 tickets on that. And basically for in-game scoring, for each collection we have, which would be 3 of the same hero in a comic, if we have at least 3 collections, we'll get 5 points, 4 gets us 10, and so forth. Then for these, it comes down to the number of those comics we have in each collection. So like for Captain America, 3 to 4 will get 6, 5 to 7, 12, 8 to 11, 24. And I don't think 12 plus is going to be an option in this. And highlights, whoever has the most of each column will get 15 points, and second place gets 8. So for this final stack of cards we need for the convention, we need to take 6 out of the #1, and then 10 out of the #2 and #3 to form the big convention stack. So we'll go ahead, take all the cards, give them a shuffle. Then we get 6 out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then 10 out of this stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then 10 out of this stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we'll take those and shuffle them together. And that will form our convention. And with that, I believe we're about ready to set up. We'll push this up to the top along with this to make some room that we will need. So we can start the game here. Pull this back down a second. So during the first phase, we are going to do a store draft, and we'll go over each of these, but they're shown here. Basically here, in this version, we're going to get 3 cards. We keep 2, give 1 to Jarvis. The flea market, we're kind of going to make 1 column and then add to it, and then we'll take a row, and Jarvis will take the next row with the most cards in it. Auction site, we're going to get a stack of 4 cards, stack of 3. The stack of 4, one of us is going to pay 5 for, and then the stack of 3, one of us pays 1 for. And these are going to be points at the end of the game also. Then the convention is probably the most fun and brain racking. We're going to make a 5x5 grid with cards on the outside and 1 in the center. We get to move 1 card, then pick a hero and take all of the cards of that hero from either that column or row. So we start with a store, flea market, convention, then we're going to assemble our collection. Jarvis, all the cards he gets go straight into his collection, so he doesn't have to pay for them. For us, if we're going to put a card into our collection, we need to pay for it. And of course, numbers on the back, and they have numbers on the front too, are going to let you know that's how much the card costs to put in your collection. And it's also how much the card provides for payment. So then we're starting with our store. We've got a store, flea market, convention, a symbol collection, and a store, auction site, convention. Add more to our collection, then one more round, flea market, auction site, and convention, and then we see who has the most points, which generally is not me. All right, so for the first round, we're going to the store, which uses the newer comics. We're going to take 3 cards. We get 2 rounds of this. And we get to grab 2 cards, and then Jarvis gets the other. So looking at these, Doctor Strange is worth the least. Spider-Man is pretty decent. We also have our Call Stoner cards, and then the highlights. So this is a first appearance, #1 issue, and that is not something we're concerned about. So these 2 gets us more items, or at least goes with those. Spider-Man is higher than the others, so we're going to keep these 2. They're going to go into our hand. We'll have to pay for them. So basically, if I want to keep this card, it's going to cost 1. I need to spend this to go into my collection. And Jarvis automatically gets a Doctor Strange in his. And then we do this type of draft twice. So here we have Black Panther. He's on the low stack, but it is a #1. Black Widow's not playing, but Iron Man is. Once again, he's on the bottom, and it's an epic battle, so that's pretty good. Then this we can use in either Black Panther or Captain America. Of course, Captain America is the highest, and it is an epic battle. So all 3 of these are going to be good cards. That is definitely a tad bit better. And then we'll go for more Black Panther. And Jarvis just auto gets that. And that will start an Iron Man set for him. So these go in our hand. And then we move on to the flea market. And the flea market comes out of our #2 stack. And the way this works, we're going to start a column of cards. And this row is going to end up with 2 cards in it. This row 3 and this row 4. And the way the cards go in there is the first card, we get to decide where it goes. So it's Black Panther. Not that good, but it is a versus, which is useful. All right, here we've got the Hulk. Fairly decent. That symbol doesn't matter. Hulk, same thing. And Cap. This is somewhat useful. I think I'm just going to put that in the center. And then the way Jarvis does it is he's going to flip a card. Look where this is in relation to that. He's looking at Captain first, and he goes, this is good. That goes in the top section. Then back to us. We've got Black Panther with something that's not good at all. So we're going to put that there. And now it really doesn't matter where Jarvis wants to put this. He wants to put in the center row, but that's full. Goes to the bottom. We get a card, doesn't matter where we want it. It's going to the bottom, and then Jarvis is going to add that to the bottom too. So then we get to pick which row we want. So that's got a versus and Cap, so it's 2 Captain cards. Here we've got a versus that kind of matters, but Black Panther not too good. 2 Hulks, mediocre up here. Iron Man and Doctor Strange not too good, but we do have 2 verses down here. So what I'm going to do is, just for the numbers' sake, take that row. And then Jarvis just gets those in his collection. Must be nice to get free stuff. Then these 2 go back in the final stack, which gets used for the convention, which is now coming up. So with the convention, with new cards added, we'll give it another shuffle. And we'll see what kind of room I need here to shuffle this out. And we're going to make a 5x5 grid. I'll start down here in the corner and work my way around. So we're going 5 high. And I'll take this off screen so I don't get it confused. And 5 across and then down and connect back in. I can make this a little bit more crooked. So to work, 3, 4, and 5, and then we come down and squeeze it back in, and then 1 goes in the center. All right, so basically the way this works is we can take 1 card, move it orthogonally around inside this area. So basically if this card wasn't there, well, if that card was there, we couldn't go outside to come back around. We have to go inside this way. So we get to move a card, then declare a hero and take all the copies of cards of that hero in either the column or the row. And of course, cap is a big ticket item at the moment. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to move Captain America up here, but then I'm going to say Iron Man and take all the Iron Man cards in that row. So I'm looking at the cost there. That's going to get me 7 points. Probably use that for spending. So that goes into our hand. Now we're going to do the same thing, but the hero we pick gets discarded, going back into the auction stack. And I think I'm just going to pick Spider-Man, move him over, well, move Spider-Man over and then pick Spider-Man to discard. Then I'll move Captain over and say Captain America, and this goes to our hand. Then I'll move over here and say Doctor Strange to remove these 2. They get discarded. And then Jarvis gets everything that's left. So we've got a Captain America, a couple Black Panthers, some Hulks, and a lone Spider-Man. So normally, well, now we go into collection mode. So normally you need 2 of a comic to make a collection, unless you're Jarvis, because he cheats. He can just put 1 in a spot. And he wants this one to be Captain America because it's better. Black Widow's not in, so that becomes Iron Man. So we're going to do our first collection and see where some highlights end up. So with the Hulk, these 2 aren't symbols that matter, so he gets 1 for verses. Then for Black Panther, he's got a verses and a number 1. And that doesn't matter. He's got a verses there and there. And then this one does not matter. Okay. Now for us, we've got to pay for our comics. We definitely want Captain America. And for us to start a collection, we need at least 2 of the same comic, so we can't just put 1 down. And after we're done, we can hold on to 2 comics for the next round. So after Cap, Spider-Man and Hulk are worth the most. So let's see how we want to play this out. So ideally, I want to get all these out. So that's going to cost 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8 money to put out. Spider-Man we can't put out by himself because we need 2. So Let's see if we got enough. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And of these two, don't think it matters much. Definitely that one and that one. All right. And then those two, I think we hold on to. Let me check my math. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. And then down here, we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this becomes money that we're paying to put those into our collection. And then from that collection, we have 2 versus cards. And number ones, we got 1. And first appearance, 0. Now, for sake of board space, I'm going to put these off the board. So they were paid for in our collection. This is basically in our hand, and then we move on to round 2. So we'll slide our cards back in. First thing we're doing is a store. We're driving to the store to do that thing, so that's our number 1 cards. So again, that's one where we look at 3 cards, keep 2, and give 1 to Jarvis. So here we've got 2 cap cards. All 3 of these symbols matter. So with that being the case, we're taking the 2 cap cards. They go to our hand. Jarvis gets 1, and that's a first appearance. So just go ahead and start tracking as we put those into play. Then our second round, we've got a cap with a versus and a Black Panther with a versus. So I think we're going to take those 2 into our hand. And Amazing Spider-Man goes into play, but does not help down there. All right, now we'll go to an auction site. So that's going to be our 3 cost cards. The way that works is 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to have 1 row there and 1 row of just 3 cards. We always go first. So basically what we're doing here is deciding, do we want to spend 5 points to get 4 cards, or 1 point to get 3 cards. So down here for 1 point, we get a cap, it's got a versus, we got a first appearance, and another epic. So pretty good. But up here, it's got 2 firsts and a versus. But it is 5 points that we're losing to get these versus 1 point. 2 that matter, 3 that matter. I think we'll save our money for the next round. So we're going to spend 1 to add these 3 to our hand. And then Jarvis is spending 5 to add these to his collection. So the versus goes up 1, and the first appearance goes up 2. So he's got a cap, 2 strange, and an Iron Man. Okay. Then the fun one, the convention. Shuffle these on up again, and then proceed to go around the clock with them. So, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, another Spider-Man, the Avengers, Spider-Man, Strange, Avengers, the Hulk, Strange, Iron Man, Cap, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Strange, Iron Man, and a Strange. Okay. So Captain America, looks like we just have 2. But we've got Strange, strange, strange. So maybe I'll just go for points, because that is 6 points. We can move 3 points over, pick strange, and take all 4 of these. I think that's my best play for right now. So now we're choosing for discard. We can deny Jarvis the 2 Captain Americas, because the symbols really don't matter, but having 2 more will. I think we will pick Iron Man, move him down here, and discard these 3. Then we'll take Spider-Man, moving over here, and then pick Spider-Man for us. Then deny Captain America from Jarvis. But that gets him all of these. So we've got a Hulk, boost him there. Then Iron Man with the first place, or first appearance. 2 Stranges, gives him a #1 appearance. And then Spider-Man, got him nothing. All right, so we go back to assembling our collection. So we had those bought and paid for. And now we purchase with these. Cap is always going to be good, followed by the Man of Spiders. We have a Hulk. We could potentially get a Hulk in there to at least make that a complete set. That means we've got these to pay with. So ideally, there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 17. And 6, 10, we've got 14 to pay with. Of course, 2 of the cheap ones help us down here. So maybe we keep those. And push the Hulk up, see if we can find a cheaper one later. All right, so I think we've got 16 down here and 15 to pay with. We need 2 for that, so we'll just hold off. We'll keep him in our hand. Check my math. 5, 6, 7, 10, 15. And then we've got 9 and 6, so that's 15. So using those to pay. These 2 gets us a #1 in a versus. Those 3 get us 2 epic battles and a #1. And then Spider-Man gets us an epic battle on the board with the first appearance and another #1. All right, so we'll take these off to the side for now and go into our final round. So we're going to the flea market, which is our #2 stack. So 1, 2, 3. And we flip over an Iron Man with a #1 on it. We haven't been building an Iron Man, so we'll put that in the center. Then Jarvis sees a Spider-Man, and Spider-Man to him goes in the second row. Then we've got a Black Panther. That's a number 1. Pretty sure in our collection, yep, we've got a Black Panther going. So I'll put that down here. Then Jarvis sees Doctor Strange, and because of that position, goes to the bottom. Then we see an Iron Man with symbols that don't matter. I plan on taking this row, so we'll put him up front or up top, and Jarvis goes, Panther belongs on the bottom. We are going to take these 4 to put in our hand. Jarvis gets a Spider-Man and Hulk. Spider-Man goes there, and then Hulk is more important. Says that. And then an Iron Man, who haven't been, goes that one. Let me see if I'm good with where these things are. Issue number 1, we've got 1, 2, so that's fine. The first appearance is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. And then the epic battles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then we determined Hulk is where this wants to go, and it's not helping. And Iron Man is a number 1, which moves that over. And those 2 go back in there. Those were the rest of our number 2s going up in there. All right, so now we go to an auction site, which is our number 3s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Cap, 2 Black Panthers and a Spider-Man. First versus first. That's everything we care about. And down here we've got 2 firsts and that. Well, I feel like for this one we're going to pay the 5. Going down to 9 to get these. It's too many to give him for free. And he pays 1 to get these 3, which gets him 1, 2. Then we go to a convention, which is going to be the last thing we have going on. So once again, starting down here with an Iron Man, Spider-Man, Strange, Panther, and the Defenders with the Hulk. I'm going to move over to Doctor Strange times 2 times 3 into the Avengers. I don't want to get these confused. Captain America, Iron Man, Avengers, Hulk, Iron Man, Strange, and Iron Man. So Captain America's, we have 2 and the symbols don't matter. Hulk, 1. That's a name we're not going to be worried about. But Iron Man is in there too. So that's good this way and that way. So I think what we're going to do is move that to there. Then say Doctor Strange for this. That will go to our hand. Then we'll take this Iron Man and move it down here. But then we're going to say Doctor Strange for the discard pile. And I don't think it really matters what we move around. We're going to say Iron Man for us and take those. And then I guess deny Captain America's from Jarvis. And then he'll get these. Those aren't going to help, but he's got 2 epic battles. Boing, boing. He's got 2 more Iron Man cards, a Black Panther, and a Spider-Man. Okay. So then our cards that we have already bought and paid for. And cards in hand. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I think we're good there. So I don't need any more caps. Spider-Man, 1 more gets me 10 points instead of 5. Hulk, if we could get 3 more, whoops, that would be nice. So those, of course, are the expensive ones. Let's see if we can line these up. We've got some Stranges, potential Hulks, all Iron Man, then caps, another Spider-Man, which I think, yeah, we said we wanted 1 more Spider-Man, another Strange, and a whole lot of Black Panthers. I know we want, well, we're good with our number 1s. Well, we definitely want 1 Hulk. And we definitely want 1 Spider-Man. Let me make some more room. Put my ones that I know I want up there. Of course, both of those are 3s. Feel like this can definitely be money spent. That Strange is worth 2 different things. We're low on that. So that is good. Cap is a cheap one, although we need a first, but that's 3. That's 2 points and doesn't help us. Down here, let's see if I can get to 5 Black Panthers. So if we can get 3 of those in play, and of course these 2 are the ones ideally we want those. So we're looking at 6, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, and 8, 11, 14. So I think all those are becoming money. All right, let me see how this works. So if I'm saying all this is money, there's 6, 12, 14, 15, 21. And that's 10, 16, 22. All right. So we spend all this to pay, to put all this stuff in play. And so we add that up to cap. That gives us an epic. This gives us 1 of each. That gives us number 1 and a first. So Spider-Man and Hulk. And then down here we've got 1, 2, and a number 1 for Doctor Strange. All right, so we're stopping there. I don't know if that was enough or not. So getting out our score pad, we go for collection size, which is that thing. So for us, we've got 5 there. Does 6 matter? No. We can, I think that's the only thing where the doubles matter. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 means we get 24 points. We'll go me and Jarvis. So 24. Then we've got 5 Black Panthers, which is worth 8, so we're up to 32. Then we've got 3 Hulks, which is worth 5, so 37. And then 5 Spider-Man is worth 10, so 47. And 3 Doctor Stranges is worth 4, so we're at 51 for our collection size. And Jarvis, 5 Hulks, 10. 2, 4, 6, 7 Black Panthers is 8, so up to 18. 5 Doctor Stranges is 8 more, so 26. And then just 2 Captains scores nothing. So 2, 4, that's not right, that's a Hulk. Did that change anything? 5 to 6, nope, still the same thing. Spider-Man, 2, 4, 6, gets 10, so up to 36. And then Iron Man, 2, 4, 6, gets 8, so 44. All right, collection variety. So that's here. So we need at least 3 to make a collection. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which gets us 15 points. Takes us to a total of 66. And then Jarvis has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gets him 15. Which takes him to 59. Then our secret stash, we're both tied at 9. So that takes us to 75 and him to 68. And then our first highlight, we're winning there. We get the 15 points. Jarvis gets 8. 15 and 8, so that takes us up to 90. Jarvis goes to 76. Second highlight, we lost that, so even these numbers back out. 8 for us, 15 for him, so 98. 91. And then the third highlight we took, so we get 15. So that's going to take us to 113. And Jarvis got 8, taken to 99. So unless my math is wrong, we pulled this one out, 113 to 99. There's a good chance my math is wrong, but that's the basics is how you play solo. As always, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. If so, please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.